Klay Thompson grew up in a purple and gold household. Like, Michael Thompson bleeds purple and gold. Michael Thompson, his daddy, in our colleague. Michael Thompson was the #1 overall draft pick in the NBA, was averaging 20 and 12, got traded to the Lakers where he wasn't going to have any stats to back up Kareem, and he thinks it's the greatest thing that ever happened to him because he won championships. He's all about the Lakers. And I know he'd like whatever they say. I know he'd love for Klay to play with the Lakers, and I'm sure that would be a lifelong dream for Klay. That said, Stephen A., whatever LeBron thinks he wants, here's the issue I have with Klay on the Lakers. Klay is the greatest 3-and-D plus player ever. Like, basically, that's what he is. He's an excellent defender, and he can shoot unlike anyone ever, maybe, right? And it's not that he can't put the ball on the floor, Stephen A., but it's sort of like Allen Houston back in the day. For a 3-and-D player, he can put the ball on the floor. But if you're the opposition, you want him to put the ball on the floor because that's not really what he's best at. And if you're going to pay max dollars for another superstar to pair with LeBron James, I would like that guy to be able to put the ball on the floor at an elite level. When the Warriors became unbeatable, they got a guy like that in Kevin Durant, who's not the primary ball handler. LeBron, I think, needs more than a guy like Klay to be put with a guy like, even if it's a Paul George, obviously Kawhi Leonard, a guy who can also play make. If the ball's in his hands and he's running your offense, you're still okay. And I don't think that's quite Klay Thompson.
I disagree with you. And the reason why I disagree with you is because of our previous conversation, the level of personnel that the Los Angeles Lakers have on their squad right now. When you have a bunch of guys that can handle the ball, you look at Klay Thompson, what you don't have is Klay Thompson, a Kyle Korver, a bona fide shooter. If you look at some of the great shooters in NBA history, you know what? Do you realize that only 3 guys are ahead of Klay Thompson percentage-wise? 3 guys. Kyle Korver, Steph Curry, and Steve Nash, who was really a point guard that could shoot the 3, but really wasn't a 3-point shooter. So really you only have 2 bona fide 3-point shooters percentage-wise that's better than Klay Thompson. And Kyle Korver's been in the NBA since 2003. Klay Thompson just got back 8 years later in 2011. Klay Thompson is one of the greatest shooters this game of basketball has ever seen. He's 6'7". He could defend multiple positions. And not only that, he doesn't need the basketball. And the argument that I'm making with you, Max, is this. Even though I appreciate your point, and if you're talking about a Kevin Durant, obviously we know how lethal it would be unfair. I think I'd boycott the NBA if Kevin Durant and LeBron James teamed up. I mean, why even bother watching basketball? It would just be insane to me. But let me say this to you. Even though, throw that aside, the issue here is Klay Thompson's not needing the ball is actually more helpful.
Well, wait a minute.
Because he can be a catch-and-shoot guy. Now, he could put the ball on the floor to get his shot off.
Right.
He ain't going to dance on you or nothing like that. He could post with you. He can't do Kyle Korver can't do that.
Right.
That was why he was nothing in the finals. But catch-and-shoot, Klay Thompson, but special.
But the Lakers already have a guy who can do that, who they don't have to pay yet. Josh Hart shoots 40% from 3.
No.
He's a nice player.
He's a really nice player. I like Josh, and he's growing, and there's a place for him. But he does a lot of things for you on both ends, and I'm not trying to question that. But again, he handles the ball in terms of just catching and shooting.
He's not as good as Klay. Klay Thompson's the best version of that.
Well, that's all I'm saying.
But do you need the best version of that? You want to give that guy a max deal?
Yeah, but why have one of them? In other words, what I'm saying to you is because of what you saw, even though Klay is considerably better than Kyle Korver, because of what you saw, how handicapped Cleveland was with Kyle Korver on the floor, because all he could do was shoot for you offensively. If you got a Josh Hart, that's not a disincentive to go out and get a Klay Thompson.
I'll tell you why it is. Because of the cap, you don't want too much redundancy. So in other words, the Lakers have LeBron James. He's the do-everything man, right? You are going to have room for maybe 2 more max deals. Do you want to shoot one of those on a guy who's Josh Hart plus?
Yes.
When you already have Josh Hart.
Once again, what did I tell you about it? You think because people disagree with you, they don't understand. This is basketball. I comprehend it fully. I am telling you, I respectfully disagree. That's exactly what I want.
So Klay Thompson over?
I want to lower. Well, I'm not saying over anybody. I'm saying if you were talking about chances of him signing with the Lakers, which, by the way, I think is slim to none because the Golden State Warriors tell me that there's no way in hell they'll lose obviously
let him
Klay
go,
Thompson.
right.
They're not letting him go. And his daddy says, you know what? Who knows what he's going to do? But we all know Klay loves the Bay Area.
Look
even
at
though
the
I don't think
max
he would
deals
mind
that are
LA.
likely to come up in trade or just for signing. Where does Klay rank among them? Would you rather have AD or Klay? Would you rather have Kawhi or Klay? Consistently, it's going to be the other guy. So if you get Klay, that's a consolation prize, as great as he is.
Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant,
Yep.
all better than Klay.
Right.
But because of LeBron, the personnel that you have, the only person, well, I wouldn't say the only person because I don't know how I could pass up Anthony Davis.
Anthony
But
Davis
I
with
can't pass
LeBron
up
or
Anthony.
Kawhi
Listen, if
with
Klay
LeBron?
goes to the Lakers, a storied player, iconic franchise, it would be a great marriage there.
I will say this,
Yeah.
and I'm going to close it out by saying this. I said it before and I said it again. If the Lakers had Klay Thompson, that means Klay Thompson wouldn't be in the Warriors. They would beat the Golden State Warriors. They would beat the Golden State
the Warriors wouldn't replace him with another
No.
guy?
I'm just saying.
Okay. We can't start a whole
with
debate.
Kevin Durant,
We'll save
Steph
that.
Curry,
We'll save that for
and
another
Draymond,
day.
they
We'll
would still
table that.
beat
The
Warriors.
producers got it. We're tabling it.